Pearl, we got some questions for you.
Okay.
So we talked about the women shouldn't vote shirt.
Yes.
What is that about? What's your push there? Is that a cause you're pushing, or is that just a...
I think all of the world's problems would be solved if we didn't vote. Yes.
Why
So you would ban voting for women globally?
Globally?
If I could. Is this Pearl's world? I could press the button.
How do you feel about, I agree with you for the most part, but in a blanket world, how do you feel about the Middle East and the women who get stoned to death for not wearing their burqa and wanting just basic education and basic rights? How do you feel about that in comparison to the right to not vote? Because I agree with you, most women don't know shit about politics.
But a lot of men don't either.
The difference is the men have like some skin in the game. They do
Women
things.
are more influenced by their surroundings. They're more malleable. So I understand what you're saying. Everything it makes complete sense.
So the Middle East, I don't know. To be honest, I don't know much about the Middle East. I'm not a Middle East expert, but what I will say is I do think that there is propaganda where they kind of push that these women just have these horrible lives, and I just kind of noticed the same pattern. So I have a tough time believing that they're just these oppressed people.
Hey, I was just in Istanbul, and they were wearing their burqas with Yeezys on, so I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Because
I was just in Istanbul as well, man. But it's pretty liberal over there, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty liberal over there. Where there are certain, like my brother's Muslim. He was in the military here. He saw how the Middle East was living and was like, oh my God, the West is totally fucked up. I just want a traditional woman. I want to become Muslim. I'm going to grow my beard out. I'm going to move to the Middle East. And he did that.
Well, that's why a lot of these guys are moving to Dubai, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like Dubai's become a real
But that's more like the westernized Muslim culture. It's more.
So what I'm saying when it comes to women's rights, I agree for the most part. Women should just give over their right to vote to the head of household and say, you know what you're doing. But please at least listen to what I have to say, because if I do know what I'm talking about, somebody like me who does know what's happening in the world, I have no problem with not voting, but I want my husband to hear me out at least. Whereas in the Middle East, a lot of those places, you're not even allowed to speak about those things.
What places?
Pakistan, Afghanistan, where they stone those women.
In Pakistan and Afghanistan, one of the leading causes of death for women is being stoned.
Yes.
Okay. I have a hard time believing that, but okay.
Yes, a lot of those women are stoned to death.
Like a majority that die. You're going to stand on
there
that.
There are still a lot of women who do.
But is it the top reason that they
is this that common?
I think it's more common than it is anywhere else in the world.
Right, no, but I'm saying there's a difference between there being like fringe cases and it being super common.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? There's a difference between like, okay, this fringe thing happened versus this is happening everywhere and this is common for the women.
I think it's
but I think at the end of the day, women are very...
It's heart disease, but that's pretty much everything. I mean, how do you
feel about burqas? How do you feel about a woman just wearing...
Men have always listened to women. Men are benevolent dictators. The truth of the matter is when men get power, in general, they're pretty nice. And when they're not nice, usually other men come in and kick their ass and kill them.
I agree with that, 100%. I agree with that.
And typically, like, you know, I think men are meaner to other men than to women.
100%.
I agree with that, too.
Yeah.
So
and when women get power...
So are women.
Yeah.
And when
women are meaner to men than they are to women.
And women are meaner to other women. And that's the whole problem with the feminist movement.
To other women. No, women are also mean to other women.
Women are not mean to other women.
Women are mean to everyone.
They are jealous of other women.
Catty.
No,
they can be catty.
Women are catty.
Women are mean to hot women.
Yeah. See?
Yes.
So, David, what do you have?
If you're ugly, you'll be okay.
Wait, because I had a question on that. Because you guys are saying that women shouldn't vote. If women can't vote, do you guys still agree with them being in our military?
No. I don't think a woman should be even close to the military.
No.
She should be I don't even agree with a woman being a nurse in the military.
Well, and then all the women in the military start fucking all the guys,
Yes.
and then they're
But
like,
they get raped
then
a lot
they,
too,
then they,
though.
they'll get
Separate.
like raped. It's like
No.
Me Too.
Well, they also
type
get special
shit.
treatment that men don't get because they have to accommodate for their period. They're now accommodating if they're actually getting pregnant when they're in the military, and it's like men don't have that luxury.
Yeah.
Men
and the
just get
state
them
is
out.
going to pay
Ban
for
them.
your 9 months of being pregnant.
and for them to modify
Yeah.
their uniform so they can.
I was
fit
gonna
their
say they got the
pregnant-
bulletproof
Yeah.
vest. That's
Yeah,
like
and
all.
others don't like. You also can't really trust any of this like rape anymore because they switched the definition of rape. It used to be forced sex,
Yeah.
and now it's sex without consent. So you can basically like get into bed with a guy,
Yeah.
and then like, oh, he raped me even though I like went home with him, and then I didn't
So
like.
rape turns into transgender, like.
Well, that's how
now
casting
I just
changed.
feel that he raped me. So
Well,
he
yeah,
raped me.
because sex is or consent is subjective, and so that's what the feminists do. Is
Oh,
they get
fuck
into these
that.
institutions and they change definitions.
And
So
they
we
can
got-
also now
Yeah.
retroactively like take someone to court. Like I saw a case the other day where this woman was trying to sue this dude because she was saying, well, when I had sex with him, he said he was going to marry me. And that turned out not to be the case.
Oh my
So
God.
I got a lot of
Wait.
Well, it's like what happened? We used to take L's and move on. Like you didn't
Yeah.
go around.
Well,
like
that's
you used
'cause
to
people
just
are
take
weak.
your L,
That's
and you wouldn't
because
want to
people
tell
are
everyone
weak.
about it because it's a little embarrassing.
You just go home and
But
eat
then-
ice cream and cry about it, watch a sad movie, and then move on.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Ice
now
cream.
it's like we got to tell
Yeah.
everyone and start a court case.